bid again. Bundle of that, dollar bundle. Oh, okay. Dollar bill.
Oh, we're just up there. We push stuff around.
Anybody else?
We are going to talk to Mr. George Hellebuck, who is currently auctioning off all his worldly goods to seek a new life of retirement.
Right.
And Mr. Hellebuck, first of all, why don't you talk to us a little bit about your farm and how long you've lived here?
Since 1946.
Since 1946. What about your life here? Did you raise kids? What kind of crops did you raise?
4 girls, all vegetables.
What led you up to this?
I sold my farm and want to sell everything and get rid of everything because I ain't got no more use for it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've all been invited here today to attend the sale of Mr. George Hellebuck. He's been here for quite some time, and now he has sold the property, has no further use for any of the articles here, and he's going to sell them to you at auction today, so you bid to me and I'll sell to you. The terms of the sale are cash. Make your settlements as we move along, and it'll be your merchandise. After you buy it, you take care of it. We'd like to have this merchandise moved out as soon as possible because George ain't going to be around here after about Monday night.
I had an ambition. In fact, I had 2 ambitions. I had one ambition to be a policeman and one to be an auctioneer. And I couldn't cut it as a policeman because I was too short. But I always liked auctioning, and so I had a neighbor within a half a mile of where we live here now. They sold their farm, and I said, let me have your auction sale. And he said, oh, we haven't got enough. And I said, well, let's get enough in. So I had some neighbors that put in a little extra and stuff, and we got enough merchandise together to have an auction sale. And so I practiced for about 10 days. First I practiced in the home, and my wife couldn't stand it any longer, so I went out to the barn and started practicing selling the cattle. Well, the day that I had the first auction, I got out there. I got butterflies a little bit, but I choked them down when I opened up the sale. And then after the sale got started, it was on March the 6th, 1944, started raining, sleeting, and the people, they started backed off, and here I am out yelling, and so, but anyway, we come through with quite a successful sale, and I came home that night, and I was plenty exhausted, but the result of that sale, the man that I sold for, his uncle had a sale a month later. I'd done that, and there was another man there that wanted a sale about a couple of weeks after that, and so I had 18 sales the first year.
That's pretty good.
The next year, I had 91 sales. The next year, I had 168. 254 is the most that I've had in one year. But I have liked the auction business. It's an exciting business because every few seconds it's different. Now I try to average 100 sales an hour. I have done more than that, but this is just a good pace of selling, is 100 sales an hour.
Hey, we got a hole for a midget right there, and a caulking gun, and a saw blade, $1 bill. $1 bill, $11. Big $1 bill, he a $1 bill, $1.
That's sharp.
Then a $1 bill, $1 bill, he a $1 bill there, $1, $1. Well, I got a quarter, half a dollar, half, everybody half a dollar, he a $1, half 75, everybody go 75, 75, everybody go 75, 75. Sold for $0.50. I know we're good landing now.
There's one thing that I have a policy that I know there are bargains at every sale, but I feel this way, that when the people are good enough to come to my sale, if it's a bargain, they're going home with it. I don't buy anything myself. So that is one policy that I have followed through all the time, because the people don't need me, but I need every one of them. Again, I've been very fortunate. I've had night sales, I've had morning sales, afternoon sales. I always feel pretty confident that I'm going to have someone there to buy the merchandise. To get started at first, why, you kind of got to get them started. They are sort of hesitant, and you got to get them warmed up. The way is we start off with the smaller items because they are a little hesitant to get rolling. And we have a pattern. If we have a farm sale where we have household goods and farm machinery and so on and so forth, we sell out the household goods first, then a jewelry wagon, and then we go into the machinery, and if there's livestock, we most generally always wind up with that. Unless we get something where it's threatening weather or something, we will sell the equipment and so on out for it and wind up with the jewelry wagons the last. And the jewelry wagon, that is everything thrown together on a wagon has been collected for over the period of 40 or 50 years. It just depends. You look your crowd over and you have a lot of the same people, then you head into the area of what they're accustomed buying, because you don't want to lose any of the people. You want to give them a cross-section so they don't get tired and walk away from you.
Now we got the windows. We got the windows right here, and what do you give on the windows? How much on them? $5? $5 when you go $5. $5 here, $5 there, $5 when you go $5, and $5 when you go $5. $5. Talk to me, Fred. $5 when you go $5. $5 when you go $5. When you go $5 here, $5 there, $5 when you go $5. Say it when you go $5 when you go $5. $5 here, $5 there, $5 when you go $5. $5 now, $5 when you go $5. $5. What do you get for them? You don't want them. Anybody want the windows? Anybody want these windows? All right, then we're going to go right over here on the next line.
Well, I never give any appraisals because I'll tell you, I'm so far off on it. The sales vary so much. Every sale is different. Today you can roll on one thing and the next day it's something different. And so I never want to disappoint my customers. I tell them that I will try to do the very best that I can for them. But as far as to giving them a great big price to get their sale, I don't do that, because then if I don't get it, they're let down. I would much rather have them satisfied and happy than to have them disappointed. I'm not afraid to tell you I have one price for everybody. I get 10% for selling the household sales. Big farm sales, I get 5%. Plus then there's the clerking expense plus the advertising. I just go out there and I say, well, the bank will clerk the sale for X amount of dollars, percentage-wise, and that is it. They handle the whole thing there, because that way I don't have to handle their money. They're protected all the way through. As I say, every sale has a bargain. Some days this item here will not sell, and if the dealer is there, they can get a bargain and go from there, which always makes me happy. When they leave happy with a bargain, they'll be back at the next sale. And there are times, by the same token, I have felt times that I thought they paid a lot of money, that they overpaid sometimes. But then these people come back to me and they say, well, it isn't what it's worth to me. I wanted it and I got it. And as long as they're happy, who am I to say what the item is worth?
$5 and a half, $6 go say. $6, gotta get $6, we get $6 and a half, get on it half. $6 and a half, $7 now, $7 on $7 on $7 on $7 go $7 and $7. $7 and a half, get on it $7. $7 and a half, sold $6 and a half. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I believe that brings another sale to the close. We want to thank each and every one of you coming out and bidding to us. And now it's come time for us to bid. On behalf of Mr. and Mrs. Hallebuck,
Watch it, you're backing up.
myself and all, we'd like to bid. And our bid is thank you and good afternoon. Thank you. That's it. She's all over with.
So there's a lot of pressure there. You know, if you roll running 100 to 120 sales an hour, and you do that from 8 to 10 hours, when you get through, it drags you down. And especially if you have 2 and 3 right in a row, and you don't get a recuperation in between, that's when you really notice it. But I have sold about all kinds of items. I've sold real estate, livestock, antiques. Just about if it can be sold, I can sell it at auction. All I say is I enjoy doing the sales, and my idea is that if I can be of service to you, my policy is give to the public the best, so the best will come back to me, and the best is that if I can have your sale.